Mr. Vegas.
Na 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 no. Let me know I am blessed. So when I got my break in 1997, with when my wife is here one in the air, then that followed with heads high, kill them with the no. Yeah. I just realized that my dream, was manifesting. Tony Kelly is one of the top producers in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So he called me up and we went to the studio, and he said, we have this project, with DMX. So my brothers and sisters, one sister specifically, they were very abusive. Like I would get a whooping just for like not drinking my porridge. Wow. And I didn't like the porridge. It was just like, it didn't taste good.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, it's like abuse. It's not even like a whooping. It's just like, beating with a piece of bamboo. Yeah. And then you will see the marks and the scars.
Hey, what up? It's Game, man. NandoLeaks.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Hey, this is Rihanna Fernando.
Hey, yo, Fernando. What's up? It's DJ Khaled.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is J Paul being NandoLeaks, okay?
Fernando. X is in that station for a reason, baby.
NandoLeaks. Real talk.
Yeah, what up? It's your boy Fernando, the one and only Mr. Keep It Hot, Keep It Banging. Welkom, Real Talk. De meest legendarische interviews in het Nederlands, in het Engels. Ik interview alle sterren eigenlijk. Ik doe het al jaren met heel veel passie. Dus als je het kanaal wil supporten, like, subscribe, abonneer. Zorg gewoon dat je die liefde toont. Als je liefde in je hart hebt, dan ga je het gewoon supporten. En dan ga ik het nog verder internationaal brengen. Maar ik ga nu overschakelen naar het Engels. Dus voor iedereen die een beetje Engels kent, let's go with the flow. The one and only, this man, right here in the building. He's a legend, a dancehall legend. He's been in the industry for years, consistently. So when you hear his hit single, you know he's banging. He got consistently hit singles for years and years on. He's in the Netherlands. He's right here in my studio. Mr. Vegas.
Yo. Na 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 no. Let me know I am blessed.
Yeah, man. Welcome to our podcast, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Give thanks.
Bless up.
Yeah,
we
man.
go way back, like
long time.
Yeah, I remember like years on playing your music on the radio. You used to come to my show every time, and now you're in my studio.
Yes, I.
Podcast. Welcome. Yep. How you been? How's life?
I'm good, man. I'm here on the road. We're just doing a European UK tour.
Okay.
So we've been on the road for a few days now.
Yeah.
And going back to the States. And then we come back to Europe. So
wow,
getting a lot of work.
How amazing is it to be so relevant and successful for all these years?
I think it's a good feeling, and I think it's a testament to the type of music that I do. Music that makes you feel happy. Yeah. It erases the sadness.
Yeah,
erases the stress, the trauma, the drama, everything that goes on in the world, everything that goes on in your life. I have music to soothe the soul, to bring that energy, the positive energy.
Is that also your own medicine, or is your own music also your own therapy?
Yeah, 100%. My music, because it starts with me. Mm-hmm. So because it's something that works for me, I know it will work for others as well.
Okay, and take us back in time, because a lot of people may be watching this podcast are thinking like, okay, Mr. Vegas, we know heads high, but I wanna take people along the path of success, because success doesn't just happen overnight.
Right.
It starts with hard work. Take us to the beginning, when you had the dream, when you had the focus. Okay, I want to do this music thing.
Well, growing up in Jamaica, I used to be a runaway from home at a very tender age. Mm-hmm. So when I ran away from home, I would hang out around the sound systems that played music.
Wow.
So that was when I really, started loving the music, because that was my when I run away from abuse at home, that would be like my comforter.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I would be around the sound systems and listening to the music.
Wow!
And that is how I basically got inclined to do music. So when I got my break in 1997, with when my wife is here one in the air, then that followed with heads high, kill them with the no. Yeah. I just realized that, my dream, was manifesting.
How did that breakthrough come? Did it come because you were at the right place at the right time, or how's that path? Because a lot of people trying to get that break. How did you figure it out?
My dream came through I would call it a blessing now, but through some unfortunate situation where my cousin used a piece of pipe iron to break my jaw. Like he hit me in my face with a piece of pipe iron. And he broke my jawbone into like 6 pieces. And I had to have my mouth wired for a few weeks, like 6 weeks.
Wow.
So during that time, I was just at home. I couldn't eat. I just had to be drinking out of a straw. So then I had the playground rhythm from Jeremy Harding, Sean Paul's former manager.
Yeah.
And that's the rhythm that Beanie Man ended up having Zim Zimmer on. Zim Zimmer, who got the keys to the Bimmer?
Yeah.
So I had that beat with me during this time. And I had it on repeat. So it was just there, and I just was singing a lot of different melodies through my braces. So I was like, and as soon as the wires were taken out my mouth, I went straight to the studio.
Wow.
Right. So I had that time to really like and I found a new sound. Because at first I was singing like how Usher would sing, or like like R&B singers. Yeah. But that was like, nothing new. So when I came with the heads and the Nike sound, it was new. People were like, who is that? Wow. And it was just a pretty voice on dancehall beats.
Yeah.
Just hovering over the beat. It was just like,
yeah, because that's, wow. This is what I mean. These are stories, the real talk. Like, I like it because, like, people just hear the end result. They hear the song, but not knowing what's the process behind the song.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow. And that song, what I also love, one of my favorite rappers is behind you, DMX, Here Comes the Boom.
Right.
What's the story behind that song? Because me and my best friend Milton always used to play that song. Here comes the boom, here comes the boom. Like, do you remember that process?
That was years after, when a few years after I got my break. Then we linked up with Tony Kelly. Tony Kelly is one of the top producers in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So he called me up and we went to the studio, and he said, we have this project, with DMX. They're doing a movie, and they wanted the soundtrack for the movie.
Yeah.
So he got the job to do the soundtrack, and he brought me and Sean Paul into the studio.
So.
And he actually wrote the whole song, Tony Kelly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he had the idea in his head.
Everything was there. So when we went there, everything was laid out for the soundtrack.
Wow.
It was like, all gangsta youth, me want you with your guns high. And then I killed my part, and Sean Paul came in and killed his part. And we saw DMX. He just turned up at the studio and was like, what's going on? He was like, put the beat on. And he went into the vocal booth, and he did one take.
He recorded in one take?
One take. And we were like in awe. He was like, here comes a boom, booming, bounce like a fountain, like a mountain, like a mountain. One take.
Wow.
Then they asked us to do the feature in the movie, so we were actually in the movie.
Yeah.
Sean Paul and myself, Belly movie. Yeah.
Wow. It's legendary. Like, everybody has a legendary DMX story. Like, he has that special type of energy around him.
Yeah, man. And then years after I linked up with him again, he was around my boy GQ. Because now he was like, trying to recover from whatever he was going through. So we were hanging out at GQ studio, and I tried to get him on a track.
Yeah.
Another track. And he was like, yo, that's too pretty for me, man.
It's too pretty for me.
Yeah. It was like a girl's tune.
Yeah.
I think it was Tamale.
Yeah.
I tried to get him on Tamale, and then I used Fat Joe.
She's a Tamale.
Yeah. So I used Fat Joe. DJ Khaled got me Fat Joe for the record.
Oh, wow. So you linked up with Khaled, and he told you, hey, I got Fat Joe for you.
He actually hooked up Fat Joe for me.
Oh, wow.
Right. But then it was supposed to be a major label was supposed to release a record. But then that didn't work out.
Wow.
But I wanted DMX on that record.
On Tamale.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
He was like, I like it, it's catchy, man, but it's too pretty.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah.
But that was also a smash. She's a Tamale. That was also.
Yeah, man. And I know he would have killed it because it was like, the beat was just like, but he's more He's more
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah. Wow, legendary, man, legendary. And in Jamaica, like when you got this, because all of a sudden you're a superstar. How is that? I mean, like comparing it to your youth and how you grew up. You said like you used to run away from from your home, and then all of a sudden everybody knows you, want to know you, and you're this celebrity. What was that like? Like a lot of people don't understand fame and where you come from nothing to something. Could you take us along that path?
I just think one, I was very fortunate, you know, to make it out, you know, being a runaway, to not, you know, because, you know, a lot of runaway kids in Jamaica, you see them on the streets and they're wiping car glasses, and some of them, they get abused, all manner of things reach a lot of kids.
Wow.
So luckily my mom, you know, intervened, because my mom, she was doing like a live-in helper, like she was working for people and she had to stay at their house.
Yeah.
So we didn't see her until like only every 2 weeks. So my brothers and sisters, one sister specifically, they were very abusive. Like I would get a whooping just for like not drinking my porridge.
Wow.
And I didn't like the porridge. It was just like, it didn't taste good.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, it's like abuse. It's not even like a whooping. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know, beating with a piece of bamboo.
Yeah.
And then you will see the marks and the scars that
How
I still
young
have
were
to
you
this
then?
day. Like 7, 6, you know. So my mom intervened. So I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, running away during that period. So my mom realized what was going on, and she stopped going to those type of jobs.
Okay.
So she started doing days work where she could come home at night.
Okay. And
So she intervened. So I was just fortunate not to, you know, fall victim to the streets.
wow.
You know, so later on when I got my break in music, you know, and look back at where, you know, I'm coming from, you know, where I was where I used to be. You know, it's really, really good that, you know, I was able to, you know, one, you know, manifest my dream,
Yeah.
and two, you know, to come out in one piece.
Yeah, and also mentally, because I think a lot of people don't talk that much about mental health, but
Yeah, man.
when you go through stuff like this at the age of 7, like normal people, I mean normal households, imagine people, everybody fights with their sisters and brothers,
Right.
and but this is like a different form of abuse, like hitting. Yeah,
Like and it can transfer
yeah,
to you as a person that was abused. You can transfer it to your relationships.
Yeah.
You can transfer it to your children.
yeah,
You know, I remember one time I got a whooping just because I didn't know how to tie my shoelace. So, you know, it was like, tie your shoelace, but my brother didn't teach me how to do it. So he thought I was big enough, I should have known how to tie my shoelace. So I got a whooping. And my son, I saw him one day struggling to tie his lace. And I got mad at him. I was like, you don't know how to tie your lace? And I instantly flashed back and was like, but I didn't show him how to do it.
So you got a flashback. So
Flashback. And,
yeah,
and I caught myself and was like, I couldn't believe it. And I helped him and I showed him how to tie it.
wow.
Yep.
Wow, but that's also strength and like and sharp insight that you saw.
Yep.
Hey, wait! I could repeat the process.
Instant flashback, and I didn't act on it. I corrected,
Wow.
you know, what could have been
Yeah.
a bad situation.
And did you end up mending your relationship with your brothers and sisters? Did it? Because I can imagine it also having a stain on the way
Right.
you could feel a kind of way.
When my mom died, I confronted them and I asked them why. They didn't have an answer really, but you know, I think there was some form of remorse. Yeah. But I think it was more because now I'm a superstar and they can't get nothing from me.
Oh yeah.
Or they can't call me. So even after the funeral, my sister was the abusive one. She was still trying to call me up and telling me like about church and, you know.
Do you believe that they're sorry or that?
I think it was more, oh, I'm sorry I didn't treat you better because now look at who you are.
You don't believe it's
right. It's like I shouldn't have treated you that way.
Yeah, yeah, it's a difference. Wow. But you have to, in the healing process, you just have to figure out a way how to give a place. Like I'm also in that process, like with my own dad, like try to figure out, okay, why he wasn't there for me, but we're trying to figure out a way how to communicate
right
now about it. But it's still hard because if you've been scarred in your youth, it always remains. It doesn't matter how old you are, but it's always a little Mr. Vegas that's like, hey, I'm still here.
Right, and the good thing is we have, through music and through traveling the world, I get to understand different cultures. And, especially I went back to school and got my bachelor's in sociology and anthropology.
Oh, you went back to school when you was doing music?
I graduated last year
from,
from university, FIU University.
Oh, congratulations, bro.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Yeah, man, bless up.
So I'm even more matured, in many ways.
Yeah.
Like mentally, I'm able to deal with situations that some challenges are very difficult, but I'm more able to cope. I think if I did not educate myself or re-educate myself, I could not handle some situations.
What kind of situations?
Like just things that happen to family members that are very close to you, that would have like totally, tear me to pieces.
I could imagine losing your mom.
Right, but that was, I went to school after my mom passed away, and just because of education and because I do a lot of research and stuff like that, now I even look at death as a victory.
What do you mean?
Because I see it as you live a good life here on earth, and death is imminent. So when I see death now, how did you live? This is a part of the journey. So I celebrate life instead of mourning death. Okay. So like, I know you're a good person. And when you transition, I'm like, that was a person who came and he served this purpose. You see? And that is what I try to do. I try to be like, okay, did I hurt you? So can I fix it? Yeah? Can I fix it before I transition?
Yeah.
Yeah? So when I transition, it's like, I think, similar thinking, it's like how the monks think. They don't think of suffering after this life. They think of here.
Yeah, right now.
The tribulation, the trials, whatever, you can overcome here.
Yeah.
Whatever, I can be the best person here to treat everyone with love, respect, and expect the same in return.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the reason that you decided at this age or this part of your life to finish school or go back to school or get an education?
One, we're living in an era where you have to, whether you like it, yes or no, as long as you're a public person, you have to be out there speaking. You have to be out there, dealing with what is going on. And I wanted to figure out a way through the madness. Like, it's a crazy world we're living in now. Everyone is on social media. And if you do not know how to navigate, then you're going to be trapped in the web.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to navigate. How do I navigate through this madness? So that was one of my reasons, because I do go on my page and I talk sometimes. I try to make sense of things.
Yeah.
I try to educate people. Like, for example, people in the Western world, black people in the Western world, if I may, they may look at us as African people, may look at us as a different people. And I'm trying to educate people like, we're one people, we're one African people. Yeah. You understand? It's just that some of us ended up, we have the same phenotype. Some of us ended up in different regions because of slavery and stuff like that, So I try to let people understand that, we're all Africans. There shouldn't be no division where African people, I'm African and you're an African American and so forth and so on. We're all African people. African people living in the West Indies. We're just one people. Yeah.
Do you feel that it is being taught enough on schools, like this type of knowledge?
Well, not really. Until you get to the level where you can choose what you want to learn. Then that is why tertiary education is important.
Yeah.
Because now you can choose what you want to learn.
Yeah.
I want to learn African history. I want to learn about Egypt. Yeah. I want to learn about, where civilization started, the regions where it started, them vibe, So I educate myself. And because of that, and just because of knowledge, ascertaining, certain information, I realize that we're all just people, man.
True.
You see?
Yeah.
Whatever you know, phenotype. You know, I just look at us as people.
Yeah, we are all people, but I think like, because I believe that too, that education is so important because, and history,
Right.
to know where you come from is to know the path where you want to go. Because if you don't understand what's in you, how are you going to know what you're here for? I always say, like, you have to study and do research.
Yep.
Or else you'll never understand your place in this universe. Because you'll be drifting.
And the one thing I wish I had when my career just started was education. Because my writing would, when I listen back to my songs, I'm like, I wrote those songs. Are there so many more songs I could have done, you know, with the catalog that I have, you know, if I had certain information. Because now that people are more distracted, or easily distracted, you know, so when you're putting forward certain information now, people are like, they want 1 minute of information.
Yeah.
And it has to be, you know, sometimes stupidness. Sometimes it's just something that they find funny.
Yeah, you have to dumb it down.
Sometimes it's just me and you fighting and it goes viral.
Yeah, yes.
You see?
Yeah.
They say, oh, Mr. Vegas, he was fighting in the studio. And everyone wants to see that. But when I just started in music, you know, we had less outlets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had better music coming through the portals. So if I had the opportunity to like spread some of those messages, I think now those songs would have been big songs and I could perform them to this world, the time that we're living in now.
Because now you're performing songs that they're party songs.
Right.
But they don't have the knowledge and ingredients of what you would plant in them now with the knowledge you have right now.
Right. I don't regret my party songs though, because I want to take you from that sad place.
Yeah.
I want you to know the truth but be happy.
Okay.
So is that Bob Marley? I don't think Bob Marley would make it now, singing the songs that he did, that he sang. I think people are too distracted to get, yeah? But Bob Marley was able to sing, you know, songs and give a message, but still sing one love.
Yeah.
And everyone, you know, and Three Little Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have, yeah.
Amazing too. I never thought about it that way, because like in my mind you're already lucky as an artist, in fact so you could call it luck, when your song resonates with people, because there's so many gifted artists, but your song have to fit through the crack. It just have to hit and when you, because you have different stuff, like what also makes you different from a lot of artists is your voice. You have a very, very distinctive voice. Like you cut through the record. Like, nah, like, hey! No, but that's a gift. That's something that not every artist has that. Like DMX has the ground. You know, a lot of successful artists that have like long careers or have like songs that are like evergreens, they have a very distinct voice. They have something in their voice, and the words connected with the voice and the right production. And the right take, because we go to the studio and record a lot of different takes. Sometimes it's the first take is the best take, because that's the most raw, the raw form. But when you put this together and you could kick out Heads High, Tamale, and you keep coming, you're blessed, bro. Like, I don't think, but it's like not a lot of people get to stand the test of time.
Facts.
So in my mind, you already like achieved the ultimate goal. Like, you're one of the biggest dancehall Jamaican artists in the world. If you think about it, like, you've done songs that will forever be timeless.
Facts.
I mean, if we go watch a hip hop movie, Belly, that's
okay.
It's like totally Jamaican vibe. You hear Mr. Vegas, you're always in the club.
Right. It's like Sean Paul.
Yeah. Nobody can take that away from you guys. It's forever. It's the same thing like how when you listen to reggae music, you can never get away from Bob Marley.
Facts.
Never. It don't matter like you go left, you go right. It's like, don't let them fool you. and some artists just have that. It's just some artists have one hit, but not a lot of artists have that longevity.
Yep.
So that's why I want to commend you, give you your flowers right now, because we should say that about each other. Because a lot of people say like they take it for granted, but it's not to be that long consistent, my brother.
It's funny you say that, because I just had this conversation a few days ago, and I told I was on a YouTube show,
Yeah,
with my brethren, Rick Storm TV. Real good youth, he vlogs about dancehall and
yeah,
the latest in dancehall. And I said, do not take the artist for granted who produced or who have put forward these major hits, like Shaka Demos and Pliers, Murder She Wrote, Beanie Man, Zim Zimmer, Sean Paul, Give Me the Light, and Temperature, Mr. Vegas, Head's Eye, Tanto Mitch and Devante, Everyone Falls in Love Sometimes.
yeah.
So, because when we hit that international stage, worldwide, people, Egyptian is another one, we hold you. People know these songs. So for us to come from a small country, 2.5 million people, 3 million people, and for people worldwide to know Zim Zimmer, this is not like Burna Boy from Africa where there are so many people that can stream his music. We're coming from a small area or country where, we had to be very good, to launch our career, or for our career to, be known worldwide, our songs to be known worldwide. So I said this after watching, performances of other artists on international platforms. And I was like, just appreciate the Shabba Rankin, the Nadine Sutherland and Terror Fabulous Action, Natawagamot, just appreciate them songs, because trust me, it's like a blessing for artists like myself to be able to, have songs known worldwide.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Shabba Ranks is also seen as one of the he's a legend in itself, and the whole reggaeton vibe of the whole dembow vibe that goes so deep. It's so amazing how, like what you said, like Jamaica has such a big imprint in the world, and you said like Burna Boy, he also has a lot of Jamaican influence in his music, like the dancehall. He mixes up with the sounds of Africa, pushes into, and that mix is, so his success, I always say, like, it's amazing for us as black people because he mixes everything in it, like the tribal music, with the dance hall, with the reggae, with hip hop,
Yeah, man.
and now he's remixing Brandy's song, Sitting on Top of the World. Then he goes to so he's playing around. He got a Tony Braxton song in the last, but he's playing around with. He's like showing like, hey, I'm international.
He's doing exactly what we, we were conscious of doing back in the days. And I think it was because we had great producers like Danny Brownie and Steely and Clevie, those producers, Tony Kelly, just great producers who, when we went into the studio, it was just making sure that the song is good. If the song was not good, you'd be like, come, and send someone else around there.
Yeah.
So when we were showing up at studios, we had the song already in our heads, and we'd be like, it had to be catchy. It had to be a sing-along. It had to be a hit.
Yeah.
Before the song left the studio, the producer knew it was a hit. Like Head's Eye, when I did Head's Eye, Danny Brownie, the producer, he looked at everyone in the studio and was like, this is the big tune on the rhythm. This is the hit. He just said it in front of everyone.
Because that's an amazing culture. Because like, there's a producer and he does one rhythm, and he lets all the DJs.
10 songs, 15 songs.
Wow.
And every song is a hit.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And same thing with Steely from Steely and Clevie.
Yeah.
When we did chilla la 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 boom boom chilla, when he heard it, before I went into the studio, he was like, that's a hit. They just knew it.
Yeah.
They could hear it. Why? Because just the first few lines, they just knew that this is, if I'm singing it, I think this was what they were telling themselves. If I am singing it, if it's already got me, it's going to get the whole world.
Yeah.
And to this day, you still, and wherever you go, chilla la 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 boom boom chile. The whole crowd, I am not but that girl today. It's just crazy. And that is what Burna Boy, I think, is consciously doing.
Yeah.
We were just, making fun of, some of his, lyrics in the car. Was that he did not say a word.
No.
He made some stuff up.
Yeah.
I promise you, that's not a word.
Yeah.
I can't find it in Google.
Yeah. Google doesn't know the word.
It's not a word.
What he does, but he plays with the melodies.
It's a melody.
Words.
It's a melody, and you think, and because he's African, you're like, oh, okay, maybe that's an African language. I doubt it very much. So, but what? It gets you all the time.
Yeah. It's so amazing because now you see also more people gravitate to the music from Africa. Because like years back, people was like, I don't know that, like it didn't catch on the way it's coming up. Like the whole movement with Wizkid,
right,
Davido, Burna Boy, but so many different artists. How are you gravitating to the Afro beats? Are you also, because I remember you did a song with Yemi Alade. We did a song with
Yemi Alade. I just did something with Yemi Alade.
Yeah.
But even before that, I was working with, producers and, different artists in Africa. Even when P Square was, because P Square, they're like cornerstone.
Yeah. Personality.
Yeah. Before that era. But I remember I went to Senegal and they were there, and we performed on the same show, and Party Turn Up was like the biggest song in Senegal at the time.
Yeah.
And Afro music was just making its way. And I was messing around, doing songs, on Afro beats, but then it evolved and it came out to be like what Wizkid is doing on Essence.
Yeah.
What Burna Boy did on Last.
Yeah.
So now it's like a world music because it can be mixed with hip hop, it can be mixed with dancehall.
Yeah.
So I think they found, what it evolved to is exactly where it's at right now, and I think that's why it's so successful. It can be mixed with the other music worldwide.
Yeah.
So that is it.
And what is the Jamaican sound going to right now? What is the sound that's being created now in Jamaica? Where's the sound going to?
Well, the kids, the younger artists, the new generation, they're more doing like hip hop sound and hip hop influenced beat. Mm-hmm. And in my view, there's nothing wrong with it, with what they're doing, because it's working for this generation, their generation. So I don't try to understand or try to critique or try to. The only thing I am consistent with is it doesn't matter what type of music you're making, make sure it's a hit.
Yeah.
Make sure it has the elements to be a hit.
Yeah.
Meaning, am I able to sing along to it?
Melody and a good hook.
Melody, good hook, because that doesn't change.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what type of music you're doing. Yeah? Because music is a universal language. Yeah? And it can only be a universal language if everyone can sing along to it. Some parts of it. Whether it's just the chorus, if it's even the intro, just give me something to remember.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you take the same, do you have the same hunger in the studio nowadays compared to 10, 15 years ago? Is it still,
same.
Fire still burning?
Same. Because I have so much to prove. It's like, I'm a real competitor. And I'm real critical of myself. So I'm like, worse when people like, oh, Broke It Down was, how many years ago? And even though the argument can be made that, oh, you don't have to do another song because you have Heads Eye, you have Pull Up, you have Tamale, you have Broke It Down, Hot Work, so forth. But I'm like, I want to do it in this era. It's like LeBron James winning a title in this era.
Yeah.
You see? I want to do it in this era. I want to do it even when I'm 70. Like, I remember Jimmy Cliff coming back to Jamaica and, working with, the younger artists.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Cliff is like an icon. Like,
yeah,
he didn't have to.
Yeah.
But it feels good to do it in the modern era.
Yeah. It's being competitive also with yourself. Like, hey, can I still pull the rabbit out of the hat? Can I still bring it? Yeah.
And another reason too, when I look at, I just did a concert in England, the orchestra, like 40 piece, you know, orchestra. And they played I Am Blessed, Heads High, Sweet Jamaica. And the way it sounded, I was like, if we had the right musicians behind us, the right platforms around the world, our music would have been, you know, more global. But we didn't have the right record label to direct or to put us in situations where we could have excelled. So now I think in this era where it's not solely based on what the record label does. Because back then they would sign Beanie Man to Virgin, I think. And it was the people that were working this project would decide what single to go out. But now we're in an era now where the internet decides.
TikTok,
so forth, so on.
Yeah.
So you actually, is like, you get a read of what's happening. And if you break a record now, if I get a big record now, I want private jets too, like Burna Boy them. And I want the stadium.
Yeah.
You see? And that is my hunger. I'm like, wow, them African getting private jet. Want that too.
Yeah.
You know? They're getting this, he's doing 80,000. I'm like, you know, what he has or what is what's about his music that we cannot accomplish. You know? So I envy it in a good way.
Yeah.
Because I see where dancehall music can go to that same channel or through that same channel.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have to take your hats off to the people who are handling the Wizkids and the Burna Boys.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Good
They're
teams.
not allowing the record labels to say, oh, we don't want that music. It's like, you can see that he's doing what he's feeling.
Yeah. Sean Paul was also a Jamaican artist that transcended in a different atmosphere when he also did songs with Beyonce. It was like, baby boy. He was like, that was also, I think, an inspiration also for Jamaican artists for seeing how Sean Paul also went. Because there was a time that Sean Paul was
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm talking about. And people based it on, I think people, you know, based it on how he looks.
Yeah, there was also a big argument there. Because
I think that's not the real issue. I don't think that's the main factor, because look at Burna Boy. We have the same. He has the phenotype of most Jamaicans.
Yeah.
So, and Sean Paul, you know, but I think his music.
Yeah.
His music is really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't deny it.
Yeah.
You know, if he was doing some whack music,
Yeah.
I could understand. But his music is real good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. You can sing along. Give me the light. Get busy. He's just, and his sound is just hovering over the beat, like what I said earlier.
And does he write everything himself as well? Is it because how is that in Jamaica? Because in hip hop, people get real mad and upset when rappers don't write their own songs, and there's also a debate where people say, "Yo, it's about the song, so it doesn't matter if you got a little help, because everybody needs help. Even Michael Jackson got help in the studio." How's your take on that?
I think back then it would have been a factor where people would be like, "Oh, he didn't write his songs," but a lot of Jamaican artists that have these big records, they didn't write or completely. No, they were not the sole writers. You know, like Dave Kelly was one of the writers in Jamaica who wrote a lot of the dancehall tunes. Tony Kelly, you know, he had writers in Jamaica. It's just that people did not come forward, and you know, because people rate you based on he's a bad lyricist.
Yeah.
But now people don't care.
Yeah. I wouldn't care if you write a hit for me tomorrow, bro.
People don't care. People don't care. I don't think people care about that.
Only I think the people that care are the people that, instead of like hip hop purists that want to know if you really produced the beat, if you really went to the studio and you had your MPC, or you was really behind your laptop and you banged out a beat. But even that is different, because like a producer is also even that can tell someone, okay, you could have bass line, boom, 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 boom. You better that's also producing and composing. That's a different thing
like,
again.
Right. Like if I'm writing, right? Like 90% of my songs or 95% of my songs is totally me. But if I'm here with you and we're in the studio vibing, like my new project with with Play 2 Records.
Yeah.
I go to the studio, they have all the ideas. I just add in the dancehall elements to it.
Wow.
So I'm like, yeah, the part there. But they're already there with what they want to, produce. So when I get there, I listen to the record and I'm like, yo, it's fire. But I still want the dancehall vibe to it. Or if I'm here and we're vibing, 3 of us in this room, and I see that you're talented, like you're a great writer, I'm not going to shut you out. Because they say great minds, think alike, and they also say, 2 heads better than 1.
True.
So I made, like I remember, Hot Walk. Yeah? We were in the studio, and I was singing, lean with it, rock with it, hot walk with it. And then Lexus, a popular Jamaican DJ, he came into the studio and he was like, lean with it, rock with it? What is that? I was like, you don't like it? And he was like, that's garbage. So I was like, okay, wine with it, wine with it. And he was like, that is it. That's it, man. And that was...
Yeah.
So when I listened back, I was like, lean with it, rock with it. We're like, oh, that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Wine with it. Just them two. He just came in the studio and he totally changed the song.
Yeah, and the honesty is very important because you have a lot of people that when they're around artists, they be like, oh, that's dope, it's dope. But not everything is dope.
So we had that. And most artists back in the days, we wrote songs with each other. So if we go to the studio together, right? And we are in the studio, and you already recorded your song and it's fire, and it's my turn to record. At times, I did not come with a song, or I have a punchline, a hook, and everyone is, the vibe in the studio is like people putting it together in the studio. Yeah. And the next session, I'm doing the same thing with you. Yeah. So most of them songs back in the days, like, I remember I used to have like, just different artists just throwing ideas. And what stick,
Go with.
Whatever sticks is like, that bad.
Yeah.
And it was the beauty of the music. That was what made the music so good. Because it was like, that man, no, I mean, I like the line there.
And then you go with the other.
Someone just changed that line.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh, that wickedy. And that vibe. And it was just like a family thing.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing for each other. Yeah.
Wow. It's a great culture, man. It's a great.
It was like what it was then. And then we would leave the studio. We would be at the studio in the daytime.
Yeah.
We go there at 3, 4, 5 o'clock. And then we work until, like 5 of us go to the studio. We're vibing. And then by 9, 10 o'clock, we leave, we go to a party or we go to a dance. Or we go to a stage show and all of us on the same beat.
Yeah.
And we know this beat is coming out and we are all going to have 5 hit songs. And when the beat drops, we go to a concert, we go to a stage show, we go to a ghetto stage show, and we jumped on the stage and we're all on the same beat. And the place going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. It's I think that whole rhythm thing, like jumping on the beat and just it's so unique because you could also get a different take from every artist, how they interpret the song. Because every artist has a different way of acting on the beat. Like a Beanie Man would jump totally different on the beat than Elephant Man.
Yep.
And
it was a total different song.
Yeah.
You were not hearing like, oh, it's one record.
Yeah.
And that's a difference with then and now. I think the younger artists, they're sounding similar. So you can't really identify like who is that. And it's working for them because their fans know.
Yeah, you also got a TikTok.
Yeah, their fans know who it is. So but like our back in the days we were more radio oriented. So no one could see who it was.
Yeah.
So you had to know the different sounds.
Yeah.
To identify who it was.
How important is radio in Jamaica? Is it still because a lot of stuff is changing. A lot of people are gravitating more to just Spotify and playlists. Right. How is the impact of radio in Jamaica right now?
Well, the internet, the digital era, you know, negatively impacted, you know, all them outlets, radio, television, etc. I don't turn my TV on in the house. You see, yeah. I don't turn. I don't have a radio.
Yeah.
I used to have a radio, and I would be like listening to the. The only time I don't turn the radio on in my car, I'm using the GPS.
Yeah. Most people listen now on the app on their phone.
Right.
To the radio.
So if I want music, I go to the club.
Yeah.
Or if I want music, I go to YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to radio anymore. So everything back then that are all the outlets then.
Yeah.
Are negatively impacted by radio, by the new digital era.
And which artists are you checking out right now, or inspire you, or are you right now?
Well, I listen to most of the young youths, because the difference with me and I think other artists, I'm able to still do Afro. Yeah? Like I can sing an Afro song.
Yeah.
If you listen to Bright Future with myself and Yemi Alade,
yeah.
You know, the producer was like, you sound like a Nigerian.
Oh, wow.
It was like it's in my DNA, you know, 48% of my DNA, according to the report, said I'm Nigerian.
Oh, wow. So you,
right. What's it called? The ancestry test?
Yeah. I gotta
so
check
I'm linked to Nigeria, you know, heavily, you know, DNA to Nigeria. So I'm able to still find that, you know, without trying to sound like I'm trying to be African.
Yeah.
And I can sing a soca song with Marshall Montana. I can sing a reggaeton tune with Looney Tunes, because it's the same dancehall. Yeah? And, you know, I'm able to sing what these new kids are singing.
Yeah.
Yeah? So even though my age is, you know, there's some, you know, age difference. Yeah? But I'm still able to hear what they're hearing. And I can still produce one of these kids. Yeah. If I go to the studio, I'm able to produce this kid.
Are you also doing that, or are you also into that?
No, I'm not really into producing now, because it's difficult. But if I were to work with Valiant, like the new kid on the block, he's like one of the hottest artists in Jamaica now, right? From Jamaica. I know exactly what to do. I can hear it. I can hear what they're hearing. I'm not going to be like, okay, I want you to go back to the 90s.
Yeah.
I can take what you have and make it current. And I can sing what you're singing. And what they're doing is just like Sing J, a style where, you know, like you're DJing, like you're singing. So they're doing the same thing that I did. Nike here, Heads Eye, you know, all them tunes that Mr. Vegas did. It's just that, you know, it's the same singing sound.
Yeah.
It's just the beats are different.
Wow. So imagine 10 years from now, your own label, producing other artists.
I'm not interested right now to do that, because an artist can just go on YouTube and buy a beat and produce himself.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna and it may do better than me going get someone to make the beat. They charge me $3,000, you know, and then I'm gonna go to the studio. I'm gonna record it and do all this thing. I'm not trying to do it professional. I want it to be the best mix, but then someone just buy a beat for, you know, non-exclusive.
Yeah.
He just go into his room. Yeah. He has a little laptop. He has a little microphone.
Yeah.
He sings something, you know.
Hit.
The next thing is the biggest tune.
Yeah. and when you're not doing music, what does Mr. Vegas do?
I like to do adventurous. No, I'm doing adventurous vacations or travel.
Like swimming with sharks, jumping off a building?
No, I haven't reached there as yet, but I'm more into like going places, doing all the zip lining and visiting caves and learning, you know, about the region. Okay. And like more of like ecotourism.
Oh wow.
I'm more into that now. If there are no lizards, because I'm totally terrified of lizards.
Okay.
But before I used to be like a tourist trapped in the tourist bubble. Where just the hotel, enjoy the little beachfront.
That's me, man.
That was what I used to be. But I'm kind of breaking out of that now. So that's what I enjoy doing. Yeah. Like I just came back from the Dominican Republic. You know, we went there to do some you know, some vibe. And that was real good.
Okay, and you went to...
Yeah, man, we went to the park. We saw we got, you know, the history. Yeah, man. Went to a nightclub because I really wanted to go to this club because I wanted to, I'm experimenting with sounds.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, what are these people still listening to in this region?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I wanted to find out what can I do with my music.
Oh, yeah.
And that the song I sent you, it was how I got that vibe. I was just in the club and it was just like simple hooks. And the whole crowd was just singing. So now I go back home and I'm like, I want to do something sounding stupid,
yeah,
but real contagious.
Yeah.
And how it's going to move this crowd. You see? So I was like, you know, I called my boy Chemist and I was like, yeah, well, I needed to play this for me. You know, and I just know the crowd is going to say, yeah. I just know it.
Yeah.
Because it's the era that we're living in.
Yeah. Smart.
You see?
Smart.
It's real simple. It's real TikTok. It's real club. You're drunk. You're there. You're not taking anything seriously.
Yeah.
So
laid back.
As soon as you hear you're gonna go, yeah. I just know it. Yeah. And the first time we played the song in England, in Manchester, just playing everyone was singing, yeah. And it sounds, if you're into like, oh, the music got to be like so lyrical, and you're not gonna like it.
No, you're not gonna like it.
But you know what? You're not gonna buy my song if it has all the lyrics in the world. If I'm writing about everything political, you know, scientifical, yeah, you're not gonna buy it. And my little stupid song is gonna stream.
Yeah. And how does that feel? I mean, because like at the beginning of the conversation, you said you wish you had put more substance in the music you did years back. So it'd be more captivated right now, so people could listen to it in a different way. Because
now that there are so many opportunities, mm-hmm, like, could you imagine Bob Marley now, you know, performing in stadiums? All these songs that, you know, One Love, Three Little Birds, yeah, you know, Black Man Redemption, them songs. I could just imagine Bob Marley, you know, having the same 80,000 people like Burna Boy, yeah, or 100,000 people. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So now that there are so many platforms, you know, I could see where the hit songs, yeah, from that era, singing those songs now, like I wish Dennis Brown was still here to sing Promised Land. Yeah. Yeah? So that's something that I wished, you know, and I'm still grateful for what I did. But it's just that I can't do it now. Yeah. Yeah. Now you don't want to hear that now. Yeah. You want to hear, I don't think people are into message music now, especially from a dancehall artist. Yeah. Yeah? We need some message, man, but I understand what you're saying. It's hard to get substance across. When you go too deep, you'll be like, "Ooh, I lost you there." It's facts. Too much lyrics. Oh, right. Bars, subliminal. Oh, profound. Oh no. Yep. Yep. Oh, let's go. So sometimes I have people come up to me and she's like, "Why don't you play this?" I said, like, people don't want to hear that. Yep. And in my free time, I listen to it, but on the radio, you have to listen to what people want to hear, and people really request these songs. They really call up, I want to hear that song. That's 1 minute and 30 seconds. Yep. Yep. Even some minute songs are like 120. I'm like, okay, after what's going to happen now? A song from 10 seconds? Yeah, here's me, and there we go again. Yep. And you have to be very careful. Yeah. You have to be very careful. You have to be very careful now, because the attention span is so limited. Yeah. So if you are there trying to push what you like or what you think people should like, then they're going to just switch. Yeah. And they're going to go to where they can get what they want. So I know, like, that's why on Spotify I have a playlist. I said, like, okay, this is a NandoLeaks playlist 2023. So if you want to get all the new stuff, you go here. Yes. If you like the hip-hop songs with Joel Santana, Dipset, DMX,
I got a hip hop classics playlist. So you go right there, and I got one for dancehall, and I got one for reggaeton.
Yes.
So if you want to look for all of that,
Yes.
you find it there.
That
So I
is
got all that. But every morning I play you diverse music, but it's formatted in a way that people, because I can't in the early, when I burn them, when I turn them, when I Lord, how I'm going to play that 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning? People go, I mean, imagine you're in the car and hear it's not going to work. I mean, if people think about it logically, in the night, okay.
Yep.
But if you get up in the morning and you hear me, but
Because now people can go to what they want to hear in the morning.
yeah. So
So you have
what
to
I
be very
yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
and
So what
conscious
I
of
do, I massage you with the music, but then I give you the knowledge and the conversations. Because when people listen to me on the radio, I talk about positive stuff. I talk about when negative stuff happened to you, try to take out the positive message.
Right.
Because there's no such thing as a loss. Focus on the win. Because every loss is a lesson. You just got to get the lesson out of the loss and make it your roadmap to success. That's how I always also for myself, when I said, oh, it's a bad day. Why is it a bad day? You're still breathing, still alive. Okay, tomorrow you just elevate yourself and just, you fall, you get back up. That's the thing. You only lose if you stay down on the ground.
Exactly.
You win when you get up again to fight.
Trust me.
I believe in that one. On the last note, the future for Mr. Vegas. Musically, you're still working on music products, projects coming out. Do you invest? What do you do? Like, do you also, like, for longevity, do you invest? Do you, houses?
I invest in real estate.
Okay.
You know, so I try to set my kids up
Okay.
so they don't have to, you know, let's say something should happen to Mr. Vegas.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that my children are well taken care of.
Oh, wow.
So I you know, I do that, you know, as you know, another side of Mr. Vegas.
Yeah, that's smart. Because a lot of people don't think about it. That's why I always ask that question, because it's also smart to, everybody's like, young people are always focused, now, I want to get it right now. But what are you going to do tomorrow when you're not hot or when something goes wrong?
Right.
You have to find a way how to maintain your lifestyle.
Yep. And especially now, you know, that artists are making more money than money that we used to make. I think it's better opportunities now for artists to be well set if they're smart. Because invest in land, man. If you buy land, you know, you own a piece of the country.
Yeah.
You know,
Smart.
in a sense.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm proud of you, bro. And
Give thanks.
whenever you're back in town, my casa is su casa. This is the vibe. This is we go way back, and I always support
Every
stuff
time,
you
man.
do.
Every
And
time.
I'm proud of you, man. I like to see you do your thing. And I grew up listening to your music, and I became a radio DJ, and I get to play your music.
Still here.
And I'm still here.
Still here,
Like
man.
20 years in the game. So I like the fact how you say you reinvent yourself. And I have that same thing. Like, I always try to, okay, you did this, but what are you going to do tomorrow? Okay, but how are you going to, you know what? Build your own studio now. Like, I always try to challenge myself. I don't like to stay and bet on the success I had 4 or 5 years ago.
No.
I want to reinvent myself.
Like, what have you done for me lately?
Exactly. What have you done for me lately?
Yes, sir.
Eddie!
It's a good way to end it.
Yeah, man. Blessings, man.
Give
The
thanks.
legend, he's in the building. The one and only Mr. Vegas. Support the man. Support the movement. If you like this podcast, my own talk show, Real Talk, Google it, like it, subscribe. If you got love in your heart and you love dancehall, you love music, press like, subscribe, push it. Thanks for the love and the passion. Only bring legends, man. And you know, nah.
You don't really know.
Yeah, man. Good vibes, man. Let's go, NandoLeaks.